Hey, what's happening, everyone? Jeff Saxon here with another word for you guys. Today, I want to talk to you about the number 7, but the 7 things that need to be done with a brand new Christian. Okay. Now, this is true of both the person that comes to Christ and someone who maybe led someone to Christ or was involved in the process. Okay. Certainly, if you're a pastor, church minister, you need to be doing this with all your people when they come to Christ. Okay, these first 7 things, you want to do one each day, great. 7 things in the first 7 days. Don't wait. Don't wait till longer. Don't even wait a month. Don't wait 2 weeks. Okay, these 7 things have to happen. Number 1, when they give their life to Christ, okay, you need to have a party with them because they just were born again. They just entered the kingdom of God if they were truly repentant, right? Possibly you led them personally in a prayer of salvation or just in a time where they just verbalized that, or signed. I've got brothers and sisters out there that are deaf ministry people or in deaf, regardless, whatever it is, right? You need to be celebrating with them because their name has been written in the book of heaven. Angels rejoice over one person that repents, and they need to just experience that, right? And that's also part of, you need to contact them in the first 7 days. So you contact them and try to meet with them, try to get with them, encouraging them. Now, here's some other things that this is important is, they're going to be lied to from the enemy because the devil doesn't wait even hours. I remember when I first gave my life to Christ, I had a lot of doubts hit me, some attacks even. And remember that when we're not Christians, we're not born again, we're not against the devil. We're not for either God or the devil, right? But in that situation, the devil's kind of got us all. So, they're not going to care too much until you become a follower of Jesus. And the moment that happens, the lying and the attacks of the faith and the doubting just multiplies, I don't know, maybe it's 10 times. I don't know. It's so much harder. So don't let that person go through a week of hearing the enemy lie to them and doubting and not sure if they really saw or understood the word right and all of that. But you need to get them a Bible. Get them a Bible with their name on it if you can. If not, that's fine. But get them a Bible and go through, again, the decision they just made. Go through the entire gospel, all the steps of what they had done earlier in those first 7 days, just to remind them. And even more importantly, or equally important, is to get them in a church somehow, or even a small group Bible study, where they can hear other people and really get a hold of this decision they made and begin to really understand what it means to follow Christ and hear other people explain it. And just imagine how much more they will grow if you can get them into another group, right? But even if you can't do that in the first 7 days, at least meet with them alone. And then they need water baptism. They need to be baptized in water. It's funny when you watch people and they haven't fully given their life to Christ, they really don't care about water baptism like I didn't at first. But the minute I fully gave my life to Christ, interestingly enough, I kind of wanted to get baptized right away. I waited a few months until I was in this church, or it just happened that way. But the best thing to do is for people to be able to do that and then immediately share that they are now following Jesus and they have a brand new life now, and they want all their friends to know about this new life they have and this new peace that they have through Christ, right? So those are important. So water baptism is not, really anything in itself. All it is it's an outward declaration, right? Outward declaration of an inward decision. You want the world to know that you are now a follower of Christ. When you read about people getting baptized in water in the Bible times, it was mainly something they did to let everyone know that this is now what they're doing. This is now their lifestyle, and they want everyone to know that, and that's why a person would get baptized at all. So water baptism for a Christian, same kind of thing, right? But it's really important. Without that, you know, again, we're just kind of making water baptism. I think it's fine when someone's been saved for a few years or 6 months and they get baptized, but it loses its impact and emphasis. And, you know, like anything else, I mean, at least people are saved and they're eventually get baptized in water, but it's ideally if these things can happen in the first 7 days, right? So you got them baptized in water, you got to give them a Bible, right? They're in a Bible study. Give them, remind them that they are brand new, they're brand new life. You know, it's like a party where you read the verses where it says angels in heaven rejoice over one sinner that repents, right? So because they're getting all this stuff this first 7 days, it's so important that we try to do these things in the first 7 days of their new walk with Christ, you know, and that's really, really important. And if we did that, I feel like, you know, that person would have so much better of a journey, you know. Now for me, like, I didn't have anyone talk to me for months and months, and I had a lot of questions, I had a lot of doubts, and I really struggled, you know, and I didn't grow as fast as I could have. But eventually, you know, some other things came and allowed me to grow, and I got into thank God I finally got into a very small but very on fire church with other people that have made the same decision I did, and things are good. But this is mainly for, you know, pastors, leaders, or anyone that led someone to Christ. Please, please, please do your best to take them through these initial steps. And I'm just calling them, you know, 7 for 7 days, but, you know, really, it may take you 2 weeks, whatever, but just begin the conversation. Even with inviting someone to church, it doesn't mean they have to go, but at least make sure there was an invitation. Again, because they're just going to get, when someone really gets saved, they become a threat to the enemy, and they're going to have attacks and lies, you know, spiritual lies coming to them, and they're not going to know what's going on, and they need your help to navigate through this crazy. It's a new life, it's a wonderful life, but it's also a beginning of a spiritual battle, isn't it? A spiritual warfare that they never fought before because they were on the enemy's side, so life was great. You know, life's going to be better, but it doesn't mean life gets easier. I don't think life gets easier when you're a Christian. I think we're misleading people if we give them that understanding. It's going to be more complicated, but it's going to get a lot better. But then also there are those times like you're experiencing now where to see somebody else's life change, you know. I mean, I was really down. I was really in bondage. I was really in trouble, you know, when I finally gave my life to Christ. It was just me, and I had some ministers that shared the gospel with me, but I really didn't have anybody in a local church. You know, that came later, and I thank God that it came within 6 months or so, but best to happen those first 7 days. So let's get these things to happen in the first 7 days, and give as many new believers as possible, you know, a great experience right off the bat, because they're going to need it, right? They're going to need it, and they need you. Let's not wait. Let's not leave people alone and just think someone else will care about them. You know, I will link below the comments there. I'll link the not the comments, but even the description somewhere. But I'll link the first 7 days, the 7 things that a brand new Christian needs, and you can get that PDF especially if you're a pastor, or a minister, a small group leader, any kind of leader in spiritual things. This will help you. You'll love this. Even if you're just a Christian that wants to, you know, lead someone to Christ, and you're not sure what to do, you may not even know how to share the gospel. Well, that's part of, since we got to review that, it's almost mandatory you review it within the first 7 days of them becoming a Christian. That's also something that'll be in this PDF, so you'll be able to get everything you need, share Christ to somebody, and then to, you know, it's like, would we give birth to a baby in the hospital and just leave him in the street the next day? No. What do? We take that baby and we protect it. We coddle it. We start feeding it. Well, that's what we a lot of times do with brand new believers. We need to change that. Okay? All right. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. God bless you. Next time, we'll see you. Bye-bye.